Hi, and welcome back to another Shearer Smokes. And you join me at last in some peace and tranquility. Uh, a great, uh, a great place to come back to. I'm in Falkirk. I'm just off the Forth and Clyde Canal, and it's really nice to come back to, as I said, some bit of peace and quiet after the hustle and bustle of my escapades over the last week or so, with the London trip, then Blackpool, which was greatly enjoyed. But it's nice to come back to some nice peace and quiet, especially with the sun just coming out. It's my day off today. I finished at 8 o'clock this morning, so it's been a nice morning. Already caught up with a good friend of mine, Mark. We spent some time in Couros, which was nice. So I've come here just to kind of a little update, I suppose, on what I've been up to since my last episode. And well, apart from work, I was back to as I say up here, back on the tools. Because prior to coming into working with young adults with autism, which I've been doing now for about 4 years, I was a chef to trade, again for about 25 years, I think. And I still have a lot of good pals connected with the catering trade. And one in particular, another Mark, who has his own catering business, King Moore Catering, which is based just outside Falkirk in Grangemouth. We've kept in touch ever since, and I've been fortunate enough to be able to help him out at certain events. And one event, which we do each year, happened just this weekend, and it's the Cateran Yomp. So yeah, the Cateran Yomp. It's a 54-mile hike out there in the rugged Scottish landscape. It's just above a town called Blairgowrie, which is in Perth and Kinross region of Scotland. Basically just off the A9 heading up to Inverness. And as I said, 54-mile hike. It's a 24-hour race. It's uh, it's quite a trial because as well as the length of the actual hike, you're also going up and down hills, and the last section is actually through the night, um, which can be quite arduous. But a great event, and organised by a great charity. It's the Soldiers Charity, and the money raised from events such as this goes straight to this charity, which is then used to help families and servicemen who are coming back off the front line. So it's a real something quite close to my heart, and I think a well worthy cause. It gets no input financially from the UK government, so all the help that they put out to ex-servicemen is directly raised from events such as this. So yeah, so definitely hats off to all the guys that compete, and that's a mixture of people. We have actual servicemen competing. We have ex-servicemen taking part. We have private companies that put teams together, and it's always great to see. And we also have, usually we have a contingent coming over from America. We've had US Marines, we've had the Dutch Army, Canadians, and it's a great vibe the whole weekend. And as I said, all the money is raised to a really good cause, and it's put to really good use. For our part, we supply all the catering, and basically what happens, we turn up on the Friday around about 10:30. We set up the field kitchen, and I'll just give you a couple of pictures just to give you an idea of what that looks like. So yeah, so that was our field kitchen, and once sorted, That was our servery for the main event on the Friday night, which is the registration day, and we have a big pasta party, which is good fun. So it goes on until late into the night. We then have a short break, and then everybody's up again for 3 o'clock, and breakfast starts at 5, as the race usually kicks off about 7:30, 8 o'clock. The first runners are off, and the catering carries on right through the day. Once breakfast is finished, we all head off to our separate stops throughout the race. This year I was on the silver stop, and basically I get up there again. I set up my marquee, get everything organised, and the first runners usually come through round about, if they're on time, about 3:30, and we keep cooking until round about 2:30 the following morning, on the Sunday. Once the final runners have come through and they've done a sweep of the hills, they know that everybody's gone through, we then return back to the start finish line, and we do a big breakfast, which continues on till 10 o'clock. And once that's been done, it's then a case of breaking down the field kitchen, packing up the vans, and heading off back down to the catering unit, and then the final slog of unpacking all the vans. It's a great weekend. It's a long weekend. Again, because of COVID, we actually missed last year because it was all cancelled, so it's been 2 years since we've done this event. And come Monday morning, I can tell you my body definitely realised it had been 2 years, because I was struggling. So hats off to the competitors that took part, because they had the worst of it, and so I would hate to feel how their bones were feeling going by my body's reaction. But we got through it, and we always get through it with a good few laughs. It's great to see we have the same sort of team that do it each year, so it's great to catch up with everybody at these kind of events. So it was good fun, and I'll just put in some pictures now just to give you an idea of what we got up to. Yes, that gives you a good idea of what the weekend event was all about. And I managed to find out the winning time for the weekend, and it was actually another new record. Again, it was an ex-serviceman who won the race, and he came in on 9 hours 53 minutes, which is pretty awesome for a 54-mile hike. So 9 hours 53 minutes, that's another new record. And he served with the 1st Battalion, Duke of Wellington. He signed up when he was 16 until he retired from the army. And so a great effort by him. So a really great cause. And if you go online and search Cateran Yomp, it gives you the full history of what they do, why they do it, and I think since it's been launched, they're running at raised 4 million so far for the welfare of ex-servicemen and their families. So yeah, so it's a great cause. I did manage to have one pipe when I was out there. We all went for a little stroll, and I tagged along with my pipe, and in the bowl I had the Ultimum from G&H, which I had picked up down in London, and I had that in my Peterson Rusticated Tankard, and here's a little shot of that. Now, if I may, I'd like to take the chance to do a quick VR to Paladin Piper, Pat, who has just reached the awesome figure of 800 subs. Congrats to you, Pat. Really uh, an awesome channel with some really great content on there, and well worthy of the high subs. So yeah, so again, well done on that. And Pat asked us to describe our lives in a 6-word sentence, which is actually quite tricky when you try and put your mind to it. I came up with something which I know my family are definitely going to agree with, and that was contented dreamer, collecting memories and pictures. And I know for a fact my son will agree with the last part, for he's always going on at me about how many pictures I take. And the dreamer part, well, my mum would most definitely agree with that, even at my ripe old age. So yeah, so that was my 6-word sentence to Paladin Piper to describe my life: contented dreamer, collecting memories and pictures. So yeah, I think that's a very apt point in which to wrap up the video for today. I do have another day off this week, amazingly, and I'm planning, if the weather stays as it has been today, to get out and about. And this time I'm going to be trying out the pipe I bought whilst down in London. This is the one that is very close to the pipe my granddad had, the Peterson standard system. Along with that, I'll be trying out the tobacco, again, which closely resembles the brand Tom Long, which my granddad had, which is a broadleaf. So yeah, so looking forward to trying both of these, and I'm hoping, again, weather-wise, if it's with me, to be going to one of my granddad's favourite fishing haunts at Loch Leven. So that's going to be a nice little day out, and it'd be great if you join me for that one. But until then, enjoy the rest of the week. Thanks again for tuning in, and as always, my name's Shearer. Enjoy your smokes.